Mommy's all right. Daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird. Surrender, surrender, but don't give yourself away. I had this song stuck in my head. My kids. And I got a little preparedness confession to make. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty intense. We had an intense situation here at the farm, and I don't know how many of you get put in situations like this where it's trauma related or anything like that. Most folks like when me and Sippy, because Sippy's an ER trauma nurse. It's kind of convenient to have around, but she keeps a jump bag. She keeps gear ready all the time. She's always prepping and preparing for anything that could happen here at the farm, because things can get crazy here. We've got 4 children and ourselves, and I'm always on the tractor, and I'm always doing something with animals. Of course, donkeys can kick you, and it's different situations can happen. Not too worried about the goats, but you know what I mean, and chickens and all that stuff. But we had a situation here, and I tell my kids, these are the reasons why we have to be prepared for stuff. So I had a situation. I don't remember the entire day, but I had a situation. Now my wife later told me that Sippy later told me that I went to the barn for something to do with animals. I had to go down there, check their water, and do something. And recently I'd been working on the barn is huge. It's like 30 feet. It's one of the biggest ones in the neighborhood, really. And I don't see too many that are actually that size. But up in the top, I've been working on a loft. I've been building this loft. And I had some spare parts kind of up there. And I don't know, I was checking on the tiller for the tractor. I was just sort of looking around at the gear in there, I think. I must have been doing something over there. But I happened to be in the area for underneath where I had been working. And a full-size, heavy pallet flew and hit me square in the face. And it I don't know exactly what happened. Wife says she had to come to because I've got the littlest daughter, and she's just a little bit older, she likes to follow me around and see what I'm into. She's always curious about what I'm up to. She's always following me around. And if it hadn't have been for that, I probably would have died. But the pallet hit me. I was rendered unconscious, and wife said when she got there, I had shallow breathing. Yeah, no chest compressions required or anything like that, but I was blue and I had shallow breathing. And but if it hadn't have been for one of my youngest daughters, she found me. She gave out the blood curdling scream, because I was just laying there unconscious, out cold. And they didn't know what, they just knew to go get mom. And mom said she had, she tunnel vision, but the first thing came to mind, told the son, go get the trauma kit, and brought it out. She already had me stable, and I was, she had me situated, but I was still unconscious. Like I said, I don't remember the entire day. She just told me all this, and I'm just filling you guys in to let you know things can happen on a farm randomly, because that thing just came out of nowhere and hit me so hard. But apparently my son, when he was rolling in, he hit the security system. He was calling everybody so when you're in the middle of a field, ambulances can't come get you. So she had me stable. She said after all this was said and done, she said she wished she would have just kept me at the house, because she could have just took care of me at the house, because she already had me situated. I was already taken care of. I was going to come back to normal eventually. So She wasn't really too worried about me, and knew that everything was going to be fine. But the people had already been called, and I ended up getting airlifted to a trauma 1 center. Like, I didn't even know. And the only thing I remember is waking up here, back at home. I was in my bed, and and then she said I kept asking what's happening and if the kids are okay and all that. That's all I kept asking. She said when I was knocked out, that's all I would ask is if the kids are okay and how's little Faye, how's everybody doing? And I just kept asking questions about that. I didn't care about me. I just cared about everybody else to make sure everybody else was okay. But this is why, if there hadn't have been anybody to come, whisk me away, but they didn't do anything anyways. They didn't even give me an ibuprofen or nothing. So that pretty much sums it up. I pretty much went there. They looked at me. They said, okay, well, he's discharged. Send him home. Like, it was a complete waste of time. But like I said, she said the after, when we do like after action kind of thoughts on these things, I would have been better off just keeping me at home, and she would have just, took care of me here, because we have all the gear and equipment to do all that stuff anyways, so it would have been fine. But most people don't. Most people don't have that sort of thing. This could have happened to anybody, and it can happen to anybody, even in SHTF scenarios. This is not, I'm just sharing my situation that happened to me. Here I am fine, I'm breathing, I'm alive, but I could have died. Just real simple, if it hadn't have been for somebody following me around, that pesky daughter of mine. But she's always following me around, and thank God she was there, because if I would have stayed there and not, because she had to run one of those things down my throat and everything else. She was, man, I'm telling you, my wife's crazy. She went full scale, freaking trauma stuff. She's got that stuff. She had me situated, and I was stabilized, and I was ready to go lay down somewhere. But that's pretty much what she's like, you're good. And, but then here comes the cavalry to come rescue me and swish me away. But I tell my kids are like, we were talking about like tornadoes, earthquakes, all that stuff, all the different natural disasters you can think of. Cause I mean, Tennessee's had them all. We've had them all. Anything you can think of can happen here. You don't like the weather? Wait 15 minutes. It'll change. It's just the way it is here. And, like randomly a few weeks ago, we've had tornadoes in the area and everything else. Like Virginia got hit, and it's like places around us, like just below us, Missouri, all these places around us constantly. It's like Tornado Alley and stuff. And I said, I was telling my kids, like, it's a possibility. I'm trying to set up this, preparedness hallway thing. It's like a special location, it kind of takes you to the basement and everything else. But it's like a quick, fast grab type thing. Like, you need a flashlight, you need first aid kit, you want an emergency radio, you want this, you want that, fire extinguisher, whatever it is. But I try to keep, like, I'm setting this thing up, and my kids are like, it's like, I got one to my son. He's like, yeah, but a tornado, earthquake, come on, Dad, it's like, I was like, dude, well, the thing is, if something happens, I just want you to have a little something that'll make it better. If it's just a flashlight and a power outage, if it's just a radio to listen to when the lights go out, if it's just, you can plug in a generator and fire your home up, if it's just any little thing, if there's marauders, you have machine guns, you know what I mean? If there's any little thing that I can just make it a little bit better, you get a boo-boo, here comes mommy with the trauma kit, gigantic bags of stuff. But that's the thing. It's like, if it happens, at least it's here, and we don't have to worry about everybody on the outside world. If it is one of those situations and you can't get help, you want to make sure that you have something there to help your situation, because the chances for me, I would have been fine. I could have just stayed here. But, me being unconscious, I can't tell them, hey, stop, wait, don't do it. I'm good. So I'm knocked out. So there's nothing I'm going to be able to save the situation. So it just happens. But, But that's it. That's it. I just wanted to share the importance of being prepared. It's not just, it's not just silly stuff. You know what I mean? It's not just your everyday thing. It could be you get hit in the face with a pallet from 30 feet in the air in a barn. You just never know what could happen. You could fall off your tractor or something. Random stuff. You could get kicked in the gonads by a goat. I don't know, but stuff happens. So you got to make sure you're prepared for it. And I am very lucky and very fortunate to still be here to be talking to you guys. I wanted to add my little spiel kind of on that Hantavirus thing. I talked to Sippy. So Sippy, she has a strong background into viruses. She used to teach virus info to you guys, and YouTube didn't like they said we were misinformation because we're not supposed to talk about stuff. You know what I mean? And you remember that time period where it's like they were shutting channels down for even talking about COVID and stuff. Well, she's filling y'all in on the do's and don'ts and respirators. And we shared with you guys, kind of like with the COVID thing, it's like a mask is like wearing a chain link fence, and jelly beans are COVID. That's about the equivalent of wearing a mask. Jelly beans fly right through that chain link fence. You know what I mean? Trying to explain it to people, but some people just don't want to hear it. Some people do want to hear it, but no, the Moderna companies coming up with some type of vaccine to combating the hantavirus early stages. Why? That is a fluke. That is a complete fluke. Now, did they come up with a biolab that shoots fart dust of hantavirus at people? I don't know. I don't know if that's weaponized. All I know is that it comes from rat poop. That's rat feces. And it sounds to me like that was a dirty ship, and they all got in a crappy situation. That about sums it up, right? Crappy situation. It's obviously no laughing matter because it is a serious thing. But to freak out and panic and think that is going to be COVID part 2, they can lie all they want. They can say what they want, but we know. We're not stupid. We're not going to let them trick us again and put us back in that situation. We ain't going to be talking to anybody through plexiglass. We ain't going to be wearing plastic bags over our head, and to hug our family members. We're not doing any of that crazy stuff. We're not working from home, talking to people in freaking groups on computers, having school classes at home and weird stuff. You don't have to bubble wrap everybody. It's just one of those things, and they'll try and push it, but don't forget, the government. We left the WHO a long time ago, so we're not even attached to that group anymore. So whatever craziness they start talking about, just keep on scrolling. You know what I mean? Doom scroll away. But anyways, I just want to share my opinion on that because that stuff's silly. You can't say that. That's no. It's not even the same. But anyways. Share my thoughts on that. That's all I got. Thank y'all for being here all the time. and I appreciate you guys watching. And God bless. Take care. Stay sane. And please share the video for me.